to a kind of star or a comet that fell through the sky, and everybody still talks about it. They say, remember that night when you saw that shooting star?
It was a good friendship because it was an honest friendship. It was an honest. Because that's the kind of cat he was to me, you know. Now that's the side I saw of him. Because it's very funny if you get 4 or 5 people around who knew Jim. Everyone has a story to tell that they remember, or everyone has something to say about it. But if you put them all together, it almost sounds as if you're talking about 4 or 5 different people.
I think he was an angel, not a human being.
All of us were touched by Jimmy, and that he was touched by greatness.
We had always thought a lot of Jimmy, and when we learned that his mother would not recover, we asked for him. We wanted him.
And you always wanted to put a hand out to him, to hug him, to hold him, because that's the feeling I always got from him, that he wanted to be held. He wanted to communicate with you, and he wanted you to communicate with him. He didn't like to be in a conversation that didn't make sense, for instance. That's why maybe lots of times we didn't have to talk to one another, because we understood what the other one was thinking.
The first time I saw James Dean, a girl who worked in the neighborhood came to the front door once and said she wanted to bring over a young actor to see the Marlon Brando sculpture, which I had done. So they came over probably about 20 minutes later. He, for some reason, turned me into a nervous wreck. I couldn't tell you why. To me, he wasn't an important actor. I didn't know what he could do. But it was just, the air was just absolutely electric. And then he turned on a smile, and suddenly he was absolutely breathtakingly beautiful. And I actually started the sculpture the night he died.
I was terrified of him. I was afraid of him. And gradually it grew, as it did in the film. I began to idolize him. Of course, I was only 16 then, and I was very impressionable and very sensitive. If he didn't say good morning to me, I was a wreck that whole day. But when he did, and if he put his arm around me, that was fabulous, because then I knew he meant it.
One of the barbarians was played by a young blonde fellow who was so authentic. I said, that kid can't be an actor. He's too real. It was, as we now know, James Dean playing that part. And from that moment, I've been convinced to the present that he is one of the great actors of the century.